What's up, everybody? Before we start this show, I just want to say that this week we got some really bad news. The worldwide hardcore family, the Kreuzberg family, the Madball family, and basically a lot of people got hit with a hard loss. We lost a very good friend of mine, my boy Eric A. Ball from Kreuzberg. Eric was our first merch guy when we first touched down in Europe. He was one of the first people we met, and throughout the years, he stood with us and became a tour manager. And anybody from the scene who's been to Kreuzberg knows Eric. And man, it's speechless. Eric is a very man. It's hurt. It's killing us, and a lot of people out there that we lost him. But mad love to our Kreuzberg family and everybody around the world. And this is for you, Eric. We love you. Busky, what's going on?
What's happening, brother? Rest in peace, 8Ball.
Yeah, crazy times, man. I know. Rest in peace, Eric. But yeah, shout out to Kreuzberg, Cortex, everybody out there. But one thing I know, Eric loved hardcore. Eric loved New York hardcore, and I know Eric he must have been so psyched that everybody was playing again, and I'm glad everybody's playing again. So, but yeah, again, there's a lot of shows going on. Everybody, thank you for tuning in again. We are back. We have a lot of stuff planned. We've been grinding to the last second, literally.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but speaking of shows, Madball got some shows.
Yeah, look at that.
Go figure. So everybody, listen. There's a couple Madball shows that are gonna be popping up. We got Madball, Crew Hand, Pain of Truth, Wreckage. As you can see right here, we got this one, all ages. We got Wally's in Hampton Beach back. That was the first place we played when we got back. And listen, Long Island. Listen, what more you want? Hometown right there. Shout out to Long Island. Shout out to Connecticut. Shout out to everybody who's been throwing these shows and, keeping all this shit alive. I'm glad you found those dates because I was trying to connect the dots with the weekend.
Yeah. Look forward to definitely, checking out this Long Island show. Cruel Hand's always dope. Pain of Truth is dope. And, the Great Lie will be cool to see too. So, yeah, man, it's good to see Madball out there. It's good to see a weekend of shows coming up for them. This is Hardcore coming up. Lots of good stuff coming up. So,
yeah, This is Hardcore. Forget that. I don't even think we could name that. It's just everybody. Just anybody who's anybody or is going to be somebody. Is there. That's one of the spots you could go. But let me ask you, are you rolling up to any of these shows? To Long Island, Strong Island? Are you in town?
I hope to be, yeah. So if I'm in town, I will definitely be there. I don't never miss a Madball show. Locally,
yeah, for sure. You know what I love? I see 16 plus.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that no more. Like, like that's 16 plus. Like, that's fair game. Like, I remember getting fake ID to be able to go to CB's.
Okay, yeah.
And then the old lady would snatch your ID, Hilly's wife, and she'd go, "What's your birth date?" And she'll start freaking pulling your card.
Start grilling you.
And you be shook. Look at we get into a fight on the LES, me, everybody, like 50 on 50, crazy. We go there, I'd be more shook of the old lady pulling my ID card.
Sure. You ever get rejected?
Yeah. Yeah, but then you walk right back in.
Yeah.
me and MQ had the best scam. Me and them, so at one point, CB's had, listen, everybody, you also get game on this show. They used to have a round for a long time, a red round stamp, right, that they would give you. And then I realized, I said, you know what leaves a kind of a reddish mark? Those, you used to get the bubble gums, the big round ones, right?
Okay.
And the next thing you know, we're like across the street sucking these things and then rubbing it in our hand. And they look just, man, we didn't pay for shows for like 6 months.
Yeah, you go.
The fucking thing, but
Hardcore lives.
Hardcore lives. But listen, Crew Hand, listen, what more you want? Crew Hand killing it, and shout out to Skeleto, to freaking he's out on tour right now with Terra. As if you haven't been seeing Terra AF, everybody's been killing Health. Shout out to Hellfest.
Yeah, man.
Hellfest is, and for me, the greatest, hands down, heavy festival we've ever played, because it's the most consistent. We played a lot of great ones, consistent and just well presented, and how they show love to everybody in the genre.
Yeah, that's great, and it's amazing to think. I mean, I don't know how I don't know how it grew out of the Syracuse Hellfest thing, which started obviously in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know if it was a branding thing where they just bought the name or whatever, but it's amazing to see where the name Hellfest has grown and what it's grown into, and even the statue of Lemmy or something that they had there, that's just like, it's huge. It's awesome. And it's great to see, not to cut you off, but it's great to see all these bands like Terror and Comeback Kid and all of these bands playing these thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people, so
yeah, no, the footage is great. Anybody out there, and also Hellfest been putting out these really high quality, shots of of Comeback Kid, AF, everybody, Terror, like it's going around. Hellfest is nice like that. Shout out to Hellfest, Viva La France, and all that good shit out there.
Yeah,
but always they used to be called something else. We used to play them before they were Hellfest.
Okay,
and it had another name, but always good, and always. That's the great thing about France. Europe in general, but France always had that. They love dirty metal and they love dirty hardcore. You know what I mean? They always they like the grit. These French, shout out to the French.
Yeah.
And fucking what else we got? And the cool shit I also see on the Wally's in Hampton Beach. That was the first place we played when we came back after the New York show. The first time after this whole whatever hiatus of of fevers and whatever you call them, things
whatever it is. Yep, cooties.
Yeah, the cooties going around. But what else? What else we got going on? Let me see what else we got. And we got a lot of new music out.
We do. Yep.
What we got here? Body Blow. Listen, I want to shout out Body Blow from Miami. Yo, shout out to the fam right here. Everybody, they just put out the A36 demo. It's an old demo. It's on Spotify right now, and there's guys in Malevolent that he's playing in Malevolent now. It's a mix, mod, but this is a real hardcore band. These dudes are really doing it. These guys are killing it. Shout out to them. Shout out to them keeping the scene alive. And shout out to them. Have you everybody go check them out. It's legit like New York style hardcore stuff. So make sure you go hit them up. Listen, you got to make sure you hit these Spotify guys up.
Yeah.
And who else we got?
Yeah, they're cool. I checked him out. Recently too, and I think his name is Ryan, isn't it? The guy that plays in Malevolent Creation.
Shout out to Ryan. Yeah, Ryan and all the guys. Yo, they represent. And whenever you come to South Florida, if you're a hardcore band, they're gonna be the guys in the pit representing, and they're killing it musically. Also, they're dope band. So shout out to them.
Definitely check it out.
And who else we got? Oh, the next band. I want you to bring them up because the next band I actually had fallen on them before you brought them up. Me, so I kind of ran into them. We got from the Aussies. You got the
Speed. Yes. Oh yeah, gang called Speed. This thing is amazing, man. I don't know if anyone has checked it out yet. I know they've been out for a little bit. Flat Spot Records. We can't shout them out enough. We love the label. This is one of their newest things. This EP just came out, I think, on Friday. So Gang Called Speed, it's fucking awesome. It's in that Madball, Trapped Under Ice, Biohazard, Marauder lane, and it's just hardcore. No punches pulled. Really, just hard. Great lyrics, everything.
Yeah, it's funny that when you brought them up because a while ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I ran into that. I was, you get freaking hypnotized on these, what do you call it? These reels or whatever the fuck you call them. But I seen this band and I was like, I actually seen I don't know what they are, ethnicity. I thought it was like maybe some Thai kids because they were all doing some Muay Thai stuff.
Yeah.
And then I said, and then I saw some white kids mixed in. I said, it must be some white kids living in Thailand. This is what I thought. And then I found out, but I was like, yo, this is hard. And I was like, yo, this is like real, like some New York shit, but not just New York shit, but like from that era and done like by people that were in it, like that. And it's hard shit. And what I liked about it was, like we talked about it off air. No shame in their game on being what they are and talking that shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And,
no, I sat down with it. I got the record in the mail, sat down with it, and read the lyrics, read along. And it's just it's tough hardcore, no punches pulled, like I said. And it's just a good throwback to the shit that we all grew up admiring and falling in love with and listening to, but with a
And
nice
Australia, huh?
Australia, yeah. So there was just a little thing I read recently too about them where the singer was saying he wasn't intentionally trying to make it some sort of an Asian thing. It's just the way that it worked. Australia is multicultural, just like, everything else. So it just so happened that they look like this Asian band, but they're not. They're just Australian hardcore dudes that are multicultural and,
Exactly. And I love that shit because that's like us. That's what, they're basically like us. So shout out to them and everybody doing it out there. Shout out to Australia. Hopefully, we can make it out there, and you never know. Maybe one day the Hard Corner pop up and do the Aussie review, live from the Outback. Shout out to all you mix and whatever you call it, Sheila's out there, whatever you guys call your motherfuckers out there. But on the real, shout out to all my Aussie people out there.
Hell yeah.
And shout out to Flat Spot and shout out to Speed for fucking repping that shit.
Definitely.
And don't forget, they're gonna be doing the first North American show at Sound and Fury in LA on July 30th and the 31st.
That's right. Yep. So check that out too. Sound and Fury stacked. It's always stacked every year.
Yeah. That's a good one, man. And a lot of new blood on there. And and it's good that they put some of this I say it with love meathead shit on there.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
Listen, I know, especially hardcore has always been very broad, but let's not forget in that broadness, there's always been a meathead. And I don't say that they're doing it. I like their style. I like that whole everything about it. A lot of energy, good energy coming from them. Shout out to them. And,
yep.
And who else? We got some hometown heroes considering some, boom. Yeah. There you go. Reaching out.
Yeah.
Now this is, when I say new blood, this is some really new blood. And they've been around for a little, they're new. They've been doing their thing. But what I mean by new, these guys, listen, my favorite bass player at the moment right now plays for Reaching Out. I think he just turned 13 or 14.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Literally just turned, I think, 14. And I was like, I grabbed him. I said, listen, don't you ever stop. First of all, besides killing it, the whole band is dope because number one, I haven't seen in a while. When we came up, the average age in a band could have been anywhere from 15. It was from 15 to 18. And you had people that were 13 and 16. And then somewhere along the way, the average age became 18, 21, or from 21 to 25. Boom, out of nowhere, Reaching Out comes out because they're the DNA of a couple of OGs. So shout out to the donors out there. Beto and a couple of the other donors. I know hardcore people out there.
Yeah, what up, Lenny?
Yeah, but boom, Reaching Out. And then did you got to catch them on any of them? They played a lot of stuff, they've been around. So where you got to catch them at?
Oh man, I saw them a year or so, maybe two. No, it had to have been maybe even longer. I don't know, but I definitely saw them either at one of those A7 shows or Kingsland. I forget.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember seeing them and watching them because like you, I know their fathers. So right.
It's crazy.
So it was amazing to see them up there doing that, and I don't know, I've got an 11-year-old daughter that's into music and she's into her Turnstile and she's into some other stuff.
Get at it. Is
so it's really dude, it's really cool to see this. It really is. It's amazing to see also these kids up there playing and I don't know, dude. It's just awesome, and it's cool. It's cool that there's girls in the band. Not that means anything.
You don't get a pass just because you're a girl. You got to be dope.
Yeah,
but they're dope. You got it doesn't matter. You got to be dope, whatever it is, whatever you got under your pants. Don't matter, but you got to come with it when you come out of the scene.
Totally.
Exactly, and
they do. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I like the energy. I like it. What I'm glad is that they're learning the right way. And I ain't trying to hate on no new people, but what I'm saying is you could tell their family taught them the way they came up because they got a lot of the same moral, just some concepts on how our world works. Yeah. A certain perspective that are very similar, even though we're very far in age.
Yeah.
Because it's really it shouldn't. Nowadays, this whole music thing is becoming an age thing when it should have zero to do with age. Sure,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
in the middle. But at the end of the day, we're under this umbrella of this crazy music that people hated us for, but we found other people that love it, and that's
Yeah.
why we into it. So when people remember that shit, you can forget about the other shit, and then we could get back to fucking listening to music and shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Drama free, but definitely go check. You got to, again, you have to go check out these bands, support their Spotify's, because it matters a lot. Believe me, I sell records, and even when I hear somebody say, yo, I just copped your record, it's good. You like, oh, I'm glad people are feeling it or out there buying it. So you could imagine a new band.
Yeah.
You know, everything matters.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I love the look too. I mean, it's hardcore looking, you know, the lettering, the arced lettering, the hand, which kind of looks like the Turning Point hand, you know, I mean, it's all just hardcore, you know, and it's young hardcore. So this is where it begins and this is where it grows and, you know, and it continues. So definitely check this out. Shout out to Beto. Shout out to Lenny Zimkis.
Yes.
Also, you know, so keep it up.
And shout out to them not wearing rubbers, because, you know, without that, you know, we probably wouldn't have a Reaching Out.
We wouldn't.
But listen, shout out to rubbers, no rubbers. I'm just saying, you know, shout out that we got Reaching Out. You know,
the powers that be. Yep.
You know, if Martians put them here, whatever. Thank you.
The powers that be.
But yeah, but also like again, like the hard corner is coming at you with that. Listen, when we talk about bringing you this shit on like real time and trying to, you know, we're bringing you the news as quick as we could get it. We're bringing it to you as quick as we could get it, because I was literally, we were downloading shit a fucking 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Okay, so but we're lucky to have our ears, you know, that covers a lot of ground around this planet. You know what I mean? And that's why we decided to make the Hard Corner, to bring what's going on in the world to you guys. You know, connected to nobody, with no agenda, but spreading the underground, any lifestyle that we think is cool, you're gonna hear about it on here. So this is the spot. So
yes, hell yeah.
But with that being said, we got I hit up my boy. I said, yo, I wanted to know, because first of all, I'm a little jealous. Everybody's out in Europe killing it and around the United States. But so I had to tap in with a couple of people and see what was going on. And I reached out and I talked to my boy Joey Z to tap in, and he said, yo, let me let you know what's going on with Life Agony. So yo, Gatorful, run that shit.
Yo, what's up? Joey Z, Life of Agony. Shout out to my boy Hoya, all our friends back at home, our friends in Madball, everybody over there back at home. Hey, so, man, it's been, you know, we were home for a couple of years. Whole COVID thing, obviously, everyone dealt with it in the world. But we're in Europe now. This tour is going insane. We're doing some festivals. We were in Spain. We did Hellfest in France the other day, and it was fucking sick. We're having a ball. We're having a great time. We're actually on our way now. We're in Germany right now. We're headed to a couple other festivals. We got some other shows. We got playing with our boys in Dog Eat Dog in a couple of days. And man, I can't tell you how fun and cool it is to be just back out here, you know, feeling it again, soaking up all the fucking energy here in Europe and all the great crowds. It's just awesome. Well, cheers. Just want to give you a little update. LOA is having a blast. It feels incredible to be back. But thank you, Hoya. We love you, and hope to see you soon, bro. Take care.
Shout out to fucking Life Agony, Joey Z. I love those people, those guys, girls, and everybody.
Absolutely. Joey Z's great. Joey G's great, dude.
Yeah. Listen, yeah, for sure. You know, a lot of history with them, and I was glad. Again, you know, I wanted to know what was going on with them, and they've been doing it. Like the minute they were able to play, they were out there. And then shout out to Mina, shout out to Joey, shout out the whole crew, because they were some of the first people back at it. And
yeah.
You know, and that's what, you know, again, you know how we do. We got to lead by example. You know what I mean? And I like seeing that the OGs were out there doing what we're supposed to be doing, is making music and doing all that good shit. But shout out to Joey Z, the Life Agony family. And look out for them on the future episodes of the Spoken Word podcast that comes out every Thursday. Everybody, you already know the deal.
Awesome.
But everybody, make sure you're subscribing to the Hard Corner. You see what you get. You understand? We're not playing no games with this. We're trying to take the game, the culture to where it belongs. That's what I've been saying. That means to the next level. And this is the way this works. You guys and us together. This is the way we move. We move mountains and planets and all that good shit. But
boots on the ground.
Yeah. I'm glad we're able to tap in. And again, and with that being said, again, big ears on the ground. What else was going around town? I got to tap in. My boy, Ken Susi from Unheard. I call him Ken Susio, one of the dirtiest mafia players ever. But shout out to Ken. And he tapped in from the As I Lay Dying tour. Shout out to As I Lay Dying also. But let's go see what's cracking with that Gator food. Hit him with that tape.
Hey, what's up? This is Ken Susi, and right now I'm in Pittsburgh, PA, out on tour with As I Lay Dying. We've played pretty much the West Coast, going all the way down south. A lot of sold-out shows, a lot of great events. We're playing this big room, if you can see it, and with all this big back line. We're doing this. Come head over to Guitar World. Right here, trying to steal my settings. Right here, repping my gear. Get some 5150. We got some Line 6. HX Stomp, we got my 64 audio ears, Max on Overdrive, ESP guitars, Fishman Fluence pickups. Dude, I'm ready to rock. Absolutely ready to party. So, thanks a bunch.
Shout out to fucking hold on, Ken Susio.
Yeah, seriously.
MVP. Shout out to them.
Oh yeah.
Listen, first of all, I'm glad to see Ken out there. Shout out to Unearth, who's gonna be out there also, like we've been talking about. But yeah, yo, mad love to Ken. For everybody out there, little tidbit. Ken actually tracked. I think it was I forgot one of our albums, but we did it. We did it with Ken. But shout out to Ken and all that Fishman stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Listen, Fishman don't sponsor us, but shout out to Ken. And I know a lot of players rock that shit, and it sounds dope. So shout out to them also. But and shout
Ken
out
knows
to,
what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. That guy.
When it comes to guitar, man, Mafia, he's a liar.
Yeah.
But when it comes to guitar shit, he knows his shit. So shout out to Ken
Absolutely.
Susio. And shout out to As I Lay Dying. They are fucking killing it.
Killing it, yeah.
For people that don't know out there, Madball did a As I Lay Dying tour a while ago. So shout out to them. But man, they're playing some huge spots. Like I knew they were popping, but
Yeah.
popping.
Yeah, it's wild. They really are.
You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy and fucking
Good to see Ken out there, though. Good to see him out there. And like you said, good to see him hitting it out there with Unearth as well. Good to see Mikey in the mix again with them, too. So shout out to Ken. Thank you for sending in that clip. I think a lot of people know him from his music, his engineering, his guitar stuff. So it's really cool to see you, showing the insides of your rig and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and shout out, exactly, yo, and then anybody out there, whoever wants to do any recording stuff, Ken's somebody to fuck with. So shout out to Unearth, who you will catch on the Smoking Word podcast sooner or later. But shout out to Ken and everybody, and the fam As I Lay Dying. And speaking of family, who else we got? We also got a studio report, don't we, Busky?
Yes, we do. Someone's always in the studio. Someone's always making noise. And it's always great to hear and see what this guy's up to. So shout out to our brother Ezak.
Yes.
And everything that he's got going, he's constantly grinding and working on something. So, he hit us with an awesome little studio update. So let's see what he's up to.
What's up, everyone? This is Danny Diablo. Check out, this is the Hard Corner. Shout out to Hoya and Busky. Right now, I'm chilling with my artist, E-Train Records, Piss Mob.
What's up, yo? Piss Mob. Hey, yo, Jerry C. Piss Mob. Y'all already know what's up, 201, yo. I'm Chris Grau, yo. It's Randall LaFleur. Motherfucker LaFleur.
We're doing a whole EP, Danny Diablo versus Piss Mob, E-Train Records. I got Concrete Dream. I got Tony Slippers. What's up, Drago? Hardcore all day. Peace.
There it is.
Listen, he likes to say he's the hardest worker, and he is. I'm going for that title. But if there has to be somebody else, it's gonna be my bro E, because he definitely lives in the studio. He does his thing. You know, he stretches his back because he's getting old. But the older he gets, he stays in the studio. So shout out to him. And definitely, again, go get his merch. You have to hit all these people's Spotify's and whatever they have, because it's a real important shit, because it matters to their labels, it matters to the band members, and it's showing that we're doing this. Me speaking as a musician, that we're doing it, that the people are getting it and are feeling it. You know what I mean? It's good to get a little pat on your back by seeing that somebody's out there actually getting your music and shit. And but yeah, he definitely has a lot of what do you call it, studio time. You know what I mean? He's always in the studio. He stays in there. So I forget what's the name of what project he's in, because this one is what's the name of this project?
I don't even know, but there's the Spick thing that he does. There's the metal group Inferno. What's Death Star Inferno,
which is very hard and very well put together. I love it.
Yep. So there's the Scarhead stuff. There's obviously the Danny Diablo stuff. There's always something cooking there. But if we're going to speak on that quickly, the Death Star Inferno stuff, I know that they just recently put a video out, and this stuff has been recorded for a few years. But it's good to see that that's starting to get a little bit of life. If you're a fan of, Ezak's harder stuff, you would definitely love this stuff. And it's a member, who is it? A guy from Kickback or something?
Well, who doing the Death Star?
The Death Star stuff. It's a member of some European hardcore band.
Yeah, I know. But definitely I know this guy from Brick by Brick is there. And who else? A couple of other different people are playing in. I don't even know if Zach was in that, but Zach's always helping out with him. Okay. But he got some really good players. I heard it early on, and it was good to see. But I'm glad for E doing. I'm glad everybody who's been in the studio and everything. So but yeah, for sure. What's going on back there? Anybody in the studio?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Nobody that I can think of. Nobody that I can think of in the studio right now. I wish I could be in the studio right now. That's for sure. Seeing all these tour updates and all these awesome reports that we're getting from the road. It's really, I don't know. It's making me miss the whole band experience for sure. Yeah, for sure. And that's the good thing. There's a lot of new records that been coming out. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and I've been trying to go through a lot of records and just tap it in, because there's so much new shit out. I forget, the minute I started looking, I realized there's so much new music out, and I figured we're gonna start doing a couple of different things as we go. But let's try something. Either way, let's hit them with the album of the week. Cool.
Listen, before we start, I want to welcome my boy, my good friend, coming at you live from Connecticut. From what? Static Era Records, right?
Static Era Records here in
Let them know. My boy Jay Reason. Now, hold on. Before I finish, what we decided to do was every month, because again, I'm tapped in with the people that are addicted to this music shit. I said, who else is addicted like I am? And nobody takes this music serious, just as serious as we do. Then some of the three people on this screen right now. So I wanted Jay to come hit us up with some left field shit, or even some right field shit, but some new shit, on what's going on in the music world. But before we start, Jay, what's up? And let the people know what's going on. How you been?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Dude, thank you so much for having me on, Hoya. I'm so excited to roll out this segment, especially on the hard corner with my boy Busky here, man. Known both of you for a long time, so I am super excited to jump in. So for those that don't know, like Hoya said, every month we're gonna deliver one title that we've listened to, and then I'll just quickly go over some other highlight releases. So let's just jump right into it. So let's
go. What do we got?
So our first one, it's new on vinyl, but the two songs came out on streaming about a month ago. So the first one we're going to talk about is Chino Moreno's side project with Sean Lopez from Far called Crosses.
Yeah.
So for those who are not familiar, they just released this on a 10-inch vinyl. It's 2 songs, Initiation and Protection, and it's only available. What's cool what they did, man, it's only available at independent record stores. So stores like Static Air are the only place you can come and get the vinyl.
Oh, wow, that's
So,
cool.
yo, if you cannot find it, you can go to recordstoreday.com and they will list, you just type in your zip code. So what's cool about Crosses is they're looking out for the independent store. So I wanted to highlight this title, and I know that the two of you guys have listened to this. Let's talk a little bit.
Wow, well, first of all, that's fucking dope that they did that for the independent stores, because a lot of people talk about it, but that's really giving businesses, a big helping hand during these crazy times. We're giving them a special treat with being able to do that.
Well, and Hoya, what's cool too is it really, man, it makes the fans connect to leave the house, go out and, like say you're a Deftones fan or whatever, and you want that vinyl, you're going to get it at a local store. In Connecticut, there's only a handful of us, but like I said, you can put your zip code in, and they hook you right up. And it's really cool, man. There's a lot of cool titles that are doing this, and bands that are doing this, especially to support the independent stores, man, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the first thing, and I'm glad you put me onto that, because I like the Deftones. I always like the Deftones, but I'm not one of those dudes who followed them throughout the years, everything. Right.
That's what we're here.
And Warren is, but the songs that I did love, I actually like put Warren on back in the day. I was like, yo, there's this band called Deftones. They're like metal, but not really. They sound like they might be hardcore people, but they're not. I was like, they got something cool. And so I always heard about the project. So when you brought these songs up, I'm talking with Busky, and Busky goes, yo, this is the shit with Mackie and whatever. And I'm like, right away, I text Mackie, I go, yo, you did this shit? And he goes, nah, I did that shit a while ago. And then we realized we were listening to different things.
A different thing.
Long story short, I finally got around to those. And I still get confused with what's the name of one of the two tracks. The one harder out of the two tracks. Holy fuck. Yeah. I was like, yo, I even hit Busky. I go, yo, this is dope.
Well, and Hoya, that's why I'm glad you mentioned it, because when we first talked about the segment, I wanted to introduce something to you that was like a little bit different but familiar. And what I really like about this is how cool the involvement is. Again, if you're a Far fan, for guys like us who've been in the scene, Chino's kind of had that underground thing kind of in his whole career, so to see this come together, and then again to get a proper vinyl release is just super sick, man.
Yeah, and that definitely. One track was like those Sade tracks that are hard, like it got that like a little Bjork, but like popish. But I was vibing on that shit. I was like, man, I'm feeling that. And the crazy thing in the universe is, as I'm listening to that, I'm scrolling and I'm seeing that a bunch of our guys were playing, I don't know if it was Hellfest or Fest, with the Deftones.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
They just happened to be doing some shows and checking them out. And but no, I'm feeling that new Deftones. It's 2 songs only though, right? Correct,
so
right?
It's a 2-song singles from Crosses. So Initiation and Protection are 2 songs, but I'm gonna guess that there's probably an album coming out. As you guys know, when this stuff happens, there's obviously some stuff. And I think once that Deftones cycle slows down, we'll see a couple more.
Busky, you fucked with that? You were listening to some of that too, right?
I listened to it a couple times. I love it. I always like the slower Deftones stuff. And I think it's cool, to speak a little bit what you were saying, Jay, that the guy from Far is in the band. And it's cool that, I saw Deftones open for Civ, back in the mid 90s, so it's cool to see that these guys haven't, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Deftones is a very big recognizable name, but these guys are still in the trenches doing these cool little projects and doing things that they love. And, and even the independent music store release only, it's super cool project.
They got extra gold star in my book for that independent shit.
Yeah. For that, absolutely, yeah. And I like this sort of shoegaze sort of aspect to it too. Hoya mentioned a couple of other influences there, but I got a little bit of a cool shoegaze, British, poppiness, so I always like that stuff too. So it's very cool project. Love Deftones, love this thing. So I look forward to seeing more from it.
Definitely go check it out. And what else that's cracking out that you could let some people know that some new shit they should be checking out?
Yeah, let's turn people on to 2 other titles that came out last week that I think were really important, that did super great at the show. The first one I'm going to highlight is the new release from Candy.
Okay. Now I didn't get to check it out, but I know them, and I know some of the older stuff. I didn't know they dropped something new. So
they just dropped a new record on Friday. I will, Hoy, I'll send you a photo of it.
All right, we'll get it.
They dropped a record on Friday on Relapse. It's their Relapse debut. It's super awesome.
Wow.
If you're familiar with Candy, they dropped a record on Triple B. I think it might be about 2 years ago or so at this point. They had a lot of heat on them, and then they signed, to a new label. To Relapse. Sorry, just had a brain blank for a second.
A brain relapse.
Yeah,
Relapse.
They signed a Relapse, and this is the debut. So I think that they finally got the vinyl out, and it just hit streaming on Friday. The record is heavy. It's a little bit different, but I encourage people, especially from our scene, to check them out because the record it goes hard.
I'm definitely going to check that out too. And you carrying that there?
We're carrying it here. And the other record that I want to highlight, another favorite probably amongst the 3 of us, is the new Coheed and Cambria record. That record is called Vaxxes 2. It's awesome. Shout out to our boy Zach, who plays with Travis in his band Trust No One.
Yep.
But that new Coheed is sick. I've been a fan, and I want to shout out those guys too, because Hoya, like I mentioned to you a couple of months back, Coheed was in town. They stopped by the store
really
to support,
dope.
which was really dope. Again, man, it's really cool to see these bands who are super huge come and just support a small store and come by.
And just a little 411 for the meatheads out there, because this is a meathead you're talking to. Just a little 411 for you guys. Those guys are connected to real hardcore. They don't claim to be, but they are, for your information. They went to shows, coming up, and they were around locally, and they know what time it is. Oh, check it out. Wow, that's a really cool cover too.
Wow, really cool.
Wow, definitely, man. And also, we got to shout them out. They're the Northeast. A lot of bands in that genre usually don't come from our area. You know what I mean?
And they started on Equal Vision, like all of us will remember. So shout out to Steve Reddy and those guys for obviously seeing something in the band early on. I was a huge fan, dude. So again, like having these guys come through the store, and not just for that, the record is fucking solid. It's my favorite one from them in a long time. There's some really hot singles on it. Hoy, I think you would love this record. The playing on this is amazing.
Yeah, they always had sick players.
Well,
absolutely.
And I'm going to encourage, I know, like you said, a lot of our fans kind of stay away from some of the stuff, but there's some fucking riffs on there. So I encourage, maybe especially some of our fans who like to smoke, smoke a fucking hit,
absolutely,
and relax.
Absolutely. And let me tell you a quick little tidbit. I won't go into the full story, but just so you know where I could tell where the attitude came out. I remember we were at Hazen Street Warped Tour. Quick little story. I'm like, let me go to the main stage. I wanted the main stage. Who's playing? Coheed. Front of 1 billion people.
Yeah.
And I just one point I heard him saying like, "Oh, fuck you motherfuckers," or something like that. And people going off, they were killing it, but him not giving a fuck. Maybe somebody flicked him off or said something, and him not giving a fuck. And I was like, I like that. Because I always take everybody. My stereotype was, oh, these guys are just everybody in this world is just gonna hand out lollipops to people.
Yes,
it was good to see a little bit of that shit come out,
for sure. And there's a story with Bulldoze there too, right? Didn't he?
On Hoy's podcast.
That was basically a long story short. He was familiar with our group of friends, and that's where I first learned how deep rooted he was in this hardcore shit, a la Fat Kevin. But but shout out to Coheed, definitely. Sure. And another thing, another band that been grinding through the years, putting out albums, keeping shit creative. If you like that stuff or not, they always were in their own lane, and I learned to appreciate that more and more the older I got, being in their own lane.
Totally, man. Shit. So. Once again, guys, Hoya, thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to bringing you guys some more.
Absolutely.
For next
Absolutely. Real quick, what are your store hours? And so people could go see you. Where you at? What exactly in Connecticut and your store hours?
I'm in Milford, Connecticut. Anybody who lives on the Metro North Line, like you could literally take the train to Milford, Connecticut and walk right down in the store. We're right here in Milford, Connecticut. StaticEraRecords.com. Open Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 6, except for Sundays, 4 o'clock. And again, I encourage everybody, like, if you live in the city, go out to Generations. Shout out to Mark and those guys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like Upstate, there's a bunch of there's a lot of great record shops, man, everywhere. So I encourage everybody to, especially if you haven't been to a shop in a while, Hoya, some of us don't get out as often as we can or whatever. So maybe go on recordstoreday.com, type in your zip code. You'd be surprised, dude, how many new shops are popping up and just how much shit's out there. And again, man, there's a lot of just fucking awesome titles out there. Stores like us got a lot of used records too, so you could buy some shit for super cheap and dig in. So like I said, man, I really look forward to bringing you guys some new shit to check out.
Hell yeah, I'm always absolutely. I'm glad you were able to make it, and every month we're gonna have it live from Static Era Records, so you know it. Thank you for jumping on, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You know the deal. I love you. Listen, make sure everybody you subscribe. Smoking Word TV on YouTube.
Get on that Patreon. Get on.
That's right. Patreon. And for everybody, this is for the people, by the people, 1 trillion%. And that's just a fact. Yo, one love, and we out to the next one.
All right. Peace, yo.
Peace.
We out. Peace.
Later.
Our lives will never be the same. I've cut you out of the frame. These severed ties shall remain. We should grow better this way. I wish it wouldn't stay.